Hello everybody. Today I was going to make a little video on ChronoForge. It is a game by Minted Loot Studios running on the Abstract chain, or built on Abstract. It's a 3D fantasy style MMO, which, I mean, if you went to this video, you probably know what the game is, what it looks like, and you just want a little bit of gameplay. So in this video, I'm going to be running through the first little dungeon area. I'm just going to solo it because I'm definitely over-leveled, and hopefully gives you an idea of the game, and I'll go through and tell you a little bit about my thoughts on it. I'm going to turn down some of this volume, though, because that's pretty loud. Cool. Yeah, so I'm going to talk about some positives and negatives. I definitely don't want to dwell too much on negatives. This is an early access game, so the things that I'm going to talk about are definitely going to be pretty fixable. Sorry, that's also pretty loud. I'm just going to turn the voice off. Yeah, so basically the gameplay loop is a traditional MMO. You're going to be questing. You're going to do a lot of just open world stuff. You can party up with other people. You can find materials and craft things. You can get a mount. You can just join a trading post, stuff like that. It's a really fun game, honestly. I've played it quite a bit just because it's been a lot of fun. And I really like this dungeon aspect. So you can run the dungeon, you can party up with people. There's multiple dungeons. As you level up, you'll get access to more and be able to fight more. And it's yeah, it's just like a really fun gameplay loop. Something I really love is the art style. It looks really nice. It reminds me of Wayfinder, if anybody's ever played that before. Love that game. But I really like the woodland creatures. Like, I'm a little raccoon here. And I really like the classes as well. Something that I'm saying really a lot, I'm sorry. Something that I've thoroughly enjoyed is the different classes. I've made a couple different characters. These guys are about to kill me, wow. I've made a couple different characters. I've had an archer, and I think I had like a warrior type character, as well as this reaper. The reaper is locked behind Founders Edition. I did go ahead and buy the Founders Edition because I had played for quite a bit on the other characters, and I really just enjoyed it. I wanted to see what it was all about with the other classes, and I really honestly was kind of not suckered into buying it, but I was enticed into buying it because of the Reaper class. Something about me is I adore scythes, and any character that I can have a scythe weapon, I'm going to be that character. So, excuse me. Naturally, I wanted to be the Reaper class, and something about the Founders Edition is it is like $30, which I felt like was pretty high for an early access game of this type. It just doesn't seem like $30 gets you as much stuff as you would maybe expect for a $30 game. You get like some credits or these forge stamps that you can use to get like inventory slots and stuff. It gives you access to a few more classes, which you have to use your your stamps on unlocking, but you also get instant access to the Reaper class, as well as a cosmetic. And I think that's really it. You might get something else that I'm forgetting, but it's not anything crazy. It's not a necessary buy by any means. And you also get access to, I think they're doing like quests where you can get XP for their future token, maybe, where you'll be able to get a drop of their chrono token. I'm not banking on that. Like, these things are so thoroughly farmed these days with people that have way more time than I have to do that. And so I'm playing the game for what it is. That's not something that entices me anymore, unfortunately, because sometimes you can get some really good stuff out of it. And honestly, like, if you buy the Founders Edition and grind it, and you can pay for the Founders Edition off of your drop, that would be awesome. But I mean, in the past, I've done a lot of work and gotten like $8 on some of these drops, so I'm not gonna hold my breath on that. But for the game itself, something that I really did enjoy is the Web3 stuff is implemented in a good way. Like it does have classes and character races locked behind NFTs, which I wasn't a big fan of because of the NFT, the secondary market, the nature of just being a speculative market. The NFTs are going to be expensive. And so if you want to be a different class besides the ones that are default unlocked, or sorry, not different class, different like woodland creature species or race, I guess you could call it, they are so expensive. I think it's like, I don't want to give the wrong price, but it's like 0.07 ETH, which is, I think, in the hundreds, which is kind of crazy to me. Like, it's not anything important, and I get that they have people that with these NFTs and they've provided value to them, and now like they can't just take away that value. Like if they just completely unlock all the classes, the people are going to kind of feel scammed because they bought these NFTs, especially if you bought them on the secondary market for an inflated price. People are going to feel scammed, and so they are kind of in a rough spot with that. I'm curious to see how that goes down in the future, especially if they add more character types, more NFTs, stuff like that. Because right now it's too much. Like, there's no way that anybody should spend that to just play a character in a game. Like, the only time people are buying that is going to be for the speculative value, which I don't really think necessarily belongs in a game like that. Because it's cosmetic, I don't mind as much. It's like CSGO skins or something like that, or sorry, CS2 Counter-Strike skins, which is fine. It happens. It's the nature of having player-run trading and stuff, and so that's not a big deal. Something else to touch on with this game is the bugs. It is very buggy. It's early access, so I do not fault them at all for the bugs. It's the nature of the game. It's especially building an MMO. Like, these are going to be hard to make. And so there's a lot of just small little bugs that you it's not game breaking. It's not anything super crazy. It's things like when you get on your mount and you jump back off your mount, sometimes it will or most of the time it sends you into the wrong direction. Like, it'll put you off your mount backwards. And so if you're just like quickly questing and talking to people, like, you jump off your mount and it puts you backwards. It's just kind of annoying. Same thing with getting stuck. There's an unstuck button here, which is super helpful, because I cannot tell you how many times I found myself in just like some little crevice, or like I accidentally fell into some water that doesn't seem to have a ramp to get out or anything. And so that unstuck button's helpful. However, it does send you back to, like, I'm not sure exactly how it works. It seems like it sends you back to where your most recent kind of main area was. So like if you're anywhere near the main rift entrance, it'll send you all the way back there. So that can be frustrating too. If you're trying to get somewhere, you get stuck, click unstuck, and it sends you all the way back. That is annoying. So one more thing, I'm just sorry that I'm just sitting here. I was just regenerating my mana before I jump in here. But the only other main gripe I have is the XP rate. If you see at the bottom left, I'm level 9. I need 10,000 XP to level up. But the problem is quests do not give you much XP at all. Quests will give you like 80 to 200, and then some of the more serious quests will give you about 2,000-ish. But like, those serious quests take quite some time. Like, there's people that are level 14 and stuff, which I don't understand how they are. And killing monsters gives you a little bit of XP, especially in the overworld. You'll get like 9 XP for killing a monster. But the thing is, you don't always get that XP. It's not clear to me how it's determined when you get the XP, because I'll kill like a group of 5 monsters and only one of them will give me 9 XP. And so like, you can't farm for XP at all. It's kind of frustrating in that regard, but I mean, leveling up, it's not a big deal. It's just, I take that back. It is kind of a big deal because the main content in the game right now is doing dungeons, and unless you're in a group of people, you can't really do the second dungeon even without being a higher level. Like right now at level 9, I can't solo the higher dungeon. I probably could if I really tried, but it would take such a long time that it's not worth it. And watching me, like you're watching me solo King Boo Boo right now, and it takes a while. Like thankfully his attacks are just really simple, and it's not a big deal to just dodge it and stuff, but it takes a little bit. And so you have quests where you need to, for instance, get a drop from King Boo Boo, or you also need, for crafting items, like crafting a new weapon, you need some drops from these bosses, and they don't always drop it. So soloing, maybe that's a way that they don't want people to solo so they can focus on the group aspect of the game. But soloing is how most people are going to play it, especially when there's not a huge population. You can't really auto queue. Like there is the feature, but not enough people are queuing at any given time to where you can auto queue. So you'll have to sit and chat and say, hey, I'm level 9 looking for the whatever the second dungeon's called, if anybody wants to run it for me or with me. And there are people doing that, and I see that, so you can find a group, but that's not how I like to play these games. And maybe that's a me problem, but it just doesn't bode well with how I like to play games, which, I mean, that's fine. That's not the end of the world. But yeah, so those are my main gripes with the game. I don't want to dwell too much on the gripes because, like I keep saying, this is a very fun game, and I'm thoroughly enjoying my time playing it, or else I wouldn't actually be playing it. It has a lot of promise. I highly recommend checking it out. It's on the Epic Games Store. Like I said, you don't need to buy the Founders Edition to play the game. You can really just start it and make your class and play however you want. And so that is something I like. A lot of Web3 games, something that they do is they love to gate the gameplay access to like Founders Edition NFTs, so you can't even play for free, where this game does not do that. And so I'm very glad about that, because I wouldn't have ever bought the Founders Edition had I not been able to play it for free. And so definitely worth checking out just because of that. It's on Epic Games Store. I think it's elsewhere as well. You can go to their website. I'll leave some links in the description for their socials and everything, or for their website at least. And I recommend checking it out for yourself. It's worth playing. Something to definitely keep an eye on. I don't foresee this game going anywhere. They seem to have some backing. They have some fans, a player base and everything, and so I don't think they're gonna just suddenly disappear because they lose funding or something. But I mean, that's always a possibility with early access games, and if you play Web3 games, you know how that goes. You've probably been burned a couple times with that. But like I said, I don't foresee that happening here. But yeah, I'm just finishing up this King Boo Boo kill to show you just the rest of the dungeon, which, I mean, this is the end of the dungeon, but I don't want to leave the video without killing him, so bear with me. I'll be done in just a moment. I'm trying to think of anything else I want to talk about with the game. I didn't write anything down, so I'm just kind of going off the dome here. But this game is solid. I recommend checking it out. I'm dodging his things here. Something that I don't know if I touched on, I think I did, is the classes do feel pretty different. I've played Archer, I've played, I think, a Warrior, and now I'm playing the Reaper class, which, now that I say this, I'm pretty sure I did already say that, but they all have unique skills. The skill system's pretty fun, but with the low leveling rates, it's really hard to unlock new skills. So you see I'm level 9. I only have my right click and my Q skill at the bottom right there, and it's just not something that I've unlocked. I think I have enough to unlock each one, but I upgraded one of my skills because it's my favorite of them to use. And so I think that you would be able to have all of them by now, but it's such a slow XP rate that you're not going to unlock a ton of skill points early on by any means. And so it is definitely something to think about but you can also respec for free. I should mention that. You don't have to do anything. You literally just click the respec button and it just will give you your points back so you can try different skills and everything and different builds depending on what level you are. And so that is nice, but I mean, it's also early access, so it's good that they have that. So you can try out different things without any risk. And I should be going in for my last swing right now. I appreciate you. If you stayed here for this whole
That was some tussling. I'm gonna pull you out.
video,
Ready?
I do appreciate you. And I hope you check out the game. That was an interesting cutscene. But yeah, I hope you check out the game. This is ChronoForge. It is definitely worth checking out. Definitely worth keeping your eye on, at least. If you're not going to fully play it, sign up for the mailing list or something and play it later. It's a good game. But thank you so much for watching and listening to my ramblings. Sorry, that is so loud. And I will see you all in the next one. Peace out.